Welcome to another edition of the CS Podcast, where you can hear interviews with special guests such as
Deone Bucannon, Tom Waddle, Pierre Desir, Brent Barry, Ed Werder,
and many others.
Too big, too strong, too fast, too good.
So be sure to subscribe and tune in to the CS Podcast on YouTube at youtube.com/ChristianRE722.
Did you not get the memo?
That's www.youtube.com/ChristianRE722 for great interviews. Be sure to check out the CS Podcast.
You are ridiculous.
Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and I'm now joined by 2015 NFL Draft prospect, defensive back out of Oregon State University, Steven Nelson. I appreciate you taking some time to chat this evening. Steve, how's everything going?
It's going great, Chris. I'm in the process of the training and just trying to get better each and every day.
Absolutely. Well, hey, you can't ask for anything more than that. So, Steve, let's go ahead and get right to it. We're pretty much just going to be talking about your college football career. You've had an interesting journey to get to where you're at today, and then, of course, just the possibilities of playing in the NFL and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Coming out of high school, you were an all-middle Georgia selection as a returner as well as a defensive back. You then decided to take the JUCO route and attend the College of Sequoias, where you posted 71 tackles, 19 pass breakups, and 6 interceptions during your 2 years there. 24/7 Sports rated you as the second best cornerback in junior college, and that was when you decided to attend Oregon State University to play for the Beavers. I gotta think that OSU wasn't the only school interested in you, so I just want to start this interview off by asking you, how did Oregon State win you over? What was it about the school and the football team that intrigued you?
Right. Oregon State was not my only offer. I actually had Oklahoma, University of Georgia, where I actually committed. I had Texas Tech, Baylor, USC, most Pac-12 schools, Ole Miss. I mean, the list goes on, but getting to the point, Oregon State was, I felt like for me, was a perfect fit for me coming out of junior college. It wasn't one of those things where I wanted to go to the biggest school, I wanted to play, so that was my thing. And also, I fell in love with the coaching staff, Mike Riley, Coach Rob Pierce, my position coach, and Coach Mark Baker, D coordinator. All those guys have NFL backgrounds, and they've been doing it for a while, and I just kind of attached to those guys and felt a great connection. And also, when I came in on my visit in October, I just felt right at home. The guys on the team, they were just very welcoming. There was no bad perception or anything like that. So I just liked it. I like the small town feel. Just go in there and focus on school and ball and just get the job done.
Well, you mentioned that you wanted to play right away, and during your first year with the OSU Beavers, you actually, I believe you started 9 or 10 games that season. You led all cornerbacks and tackles with 62. You also tied with Rashad Reynolds for first place in interceptions with 6. You also led the team in pass deflections with 8, and of course, can't forget, you also scored a touchdown. No big deal, though. How were you able to explode onto the scene the way you did during that 2013 season?
Like everybody that does great things like that, I don't have to say hard work, dedication, my relationship with God or whatever. I just really put in the time, on and off the field. Any questions that I have, I'll always go to my coaches or older players that's been in the system. I'll always, be studying and whatnot, and always staying out to practice late and do whatever I can to get better. So if I would get beat one day in practice on, say for instance, on a certain technique, I'll work on it after practice, and just repetitive, doing those things allowed me to have that type of season.
Very nice, very nice. Now, minus the competition, what do you feel is the biggest difference between playing JUCO ball and NCAA Division I ball?
Right, it's a big difference. I mean, of course, Division I, you're going to have the best of the best athletes, and also JUCO, you're going to have, some of the best athletes because like players like myself, we had to go that route first, and it's full of talent. But one thing I noticed on the Division I level was players are a lot much, I would say, smarter in a sense because, they have a system to go by. So, they have to, study, watch film, and work hard to actually perform at a high level. Everybody's an athlete, and you just have to have that little edge to be better.
Well, during that 2013 season, you guys finished 7-6 and defeated Boise State in the Hawaii Bowl. What were both your individual and team expectations for this past season, knowing that it'll be your final go-around at the college level?
Right. After the bowl game of 2013 season, my goal was to basically outwork, or at least think I was outworking everybody that I was in competition with, like every other defensive back, whether it was a corner, safety, or whatever. I wanted to be the best. I had that mentality, and going into the season, or even going into spring, I wanted to show my teammates, what hard work looks like. So, I was always doing the little things right, building up to the season. So I was always, watching film late, staying out to practice, just doing the little things and working out extra so that everybody can not only just see what I'm doing, but also to follow it and help our team get better.
Individually, Steve, you were able to rack up 60 tackles, 10 pass deflections, 8 pass breakups, and 2 interceptions. So it was another very solid year out of you, to say the least. But as a team, you guys started out hot, 3-0. But after those first 3 games, you guys struggled and finished the year 5-7. How would you describe not only this past season, but your overall college football experience, starting out at the JUCO level and, of course, finishing off at Oregon State at the Division I level?
The overall college experience was awesome. I feel like I won games or lost games. It's just experience because you have to go back and think like, hey man, everybody's not blessed or fortunate enough to be in this position. There's probably millions, thousands of kids that want to do what you're doing. So each and every time I step on the field, I just feel like it's an opportunity for me to do what God gave me. So I feel like my experience went great.
Hey, that's definitely great to hear. Chris Shanfeld talking with 2015 NFL Draft prospect cornerback out of Oregon State, Steven Nelson. And Steve, throughout your entire college football career, whether it was when you were at the JUCO level or the D1 level, who would you say is the best or most impressive player you've had to play against?
I would have to say, like I always tell people, man, it has to be one of my own teammates, man. That's Brandon Cooks, first rounder out of Oregon State to New Orleans Saints. Just seeing his hard work and pay off, into the games and throughout the practice and everything he did was just amazing to see it like that. For those that don't know him, I feel like that's the best player that I've played against.
All right, well, like you said, first-round pick to the New Orleans Saints, so you definitely cannot go wrong with that. Now, if you had to single out one, what's the biggest or most memorable play that you've made over the last 4 years?
The biggest play that I would have to say was, I think other people remember it as at a bigger nation. It was my junior year, the touchdown that you mentioned, for San Diego State that won the game, actually. It was a great moment, kind of brought tears in my eyes after I scored. I remember we was in a cover 8 set. The offense was trying to get like a quick screen to the X receiver, and kind of looked like he got pressured from backside by Dylan Wynn and my defensive end, and just kind of like panicked and lobbed the ball up, and that was all she wrote.
Hey, man, you can't get any better than that, man. A touchdown to win the game. Interception for a touchdown to win the game, I should say. Can't get any better than that. Now, Steve, as you know, you mentioned Brandin Cooks. There are a handful of former Oregon State Beavers that are currently in the NFL. Is there any chance that you've been able to talk to anybody that has had any type of experience, whether it was Brandin Cooks or anybody else at the next level, and have they given you any advice as to what to expect during this draft process?
I've talked to Jordan Poyer a lot. He played cornerback 4 years at Oregon State. He kind of like mentored me when I first got there, even though he was already gone. But even to this day, I still hit him up about certain things and what to expect. So for this process that I'm going through, he actually just told me, just keep doing what I'm doing, because obviously, I'm doing something right. It's got me this far, just basically that's all he said, just keep working hard and making plays. And he was like, play will speak for itself.
Hey, man, that's definitely a nice guy to follow the footsteps of. I actually had the pleasure of speaking with him about a year ago. He's now doing some great things with the Cleveland Browns. I believe he's actually playing safety now, but definitely had a great career at Oregon State. So you cannot go wrong with, speaking with Jordan Poyer, a guy that has been there and, of course, is doing big things at the next level. Once again, Chris Shanafelt talking with 2015 NFL Draft prospect, cornerback out of Oregon State University, Steven Nelson. And Steve, what do you feel is your biggest strength as a cornerback?
My biggest strength, and not only biggest strength, but something that I feel like separates me from other corners out there is that I can play all types of corner. I mean, as you would say, I can play. I'm not just a zone corner. I'm not just a man corner. I can play both. I feel like my flexibility at the position allows me to be different. Also, my physicality, some people have already seen, coming up, sharing blockers, laying the wood on running backs, all that kind of stuff. And also just, my instincts, I feel like when I'm out there, I'm able to always make a play. So I think that'll be my strength.
Hey, man, I've said it over and over to many, many guests that there's nothing more that I love than a physical defensive back that's, like you said, not afraid to lay the wood. So definitely great to hear. And how about a weakness? Is there anything specific that you'll be taking some time to improve on during the off season?
All right. I can always improve on every aspect of my game. One thing that I feel like I need to improve on is just relaxing more, not trying to go for the big play all the time. Not being so over-aggressive at times. But I guess for now, that's a good thing. Some people are not aggressive at all. So I guess I can work on that part.
All right. Now, let's say there's an NFL general manager listening to this very interview. Why should he want cornerback out of Oregon State University, Steve Nelson, a part of his team?
Because he's going to get that. He's going to get someone that's going to come in and not only work but fit his program very well, represent his program, represent the community. Coming from Oregon State, Mike Riley, what type of players that he's brought up, so he's going to know what type of player he's going to get. Not a non-troublemaker, small town kid that's always just going to do his job. So I feel like if they are listening to this, then they will get a better understanding about me.
Hey, that's absolutely great to hear right there. Now, I got to think that scouts have been in and out of Oregon State to see you and some of your teammates. Any chance that you've been able to speak with any or have any idea what they might be saying about you?
Yeah, I've seen plenty of them come through in and out, especially summertime. I haven't really one-on-one just sat down and spoke with any particular scouts, but I'm the type of guy, I'm always introducing myself, even though I might know that they're there for me and other teammates. Every time I see them after practice, I would just reach my hand out and, just let them know that that I thank them for coming.
Hey man, just having them know, hear your name, see your face. I mean, that's all you could do. And of course, you only need one team to fall in love with you, one team to give you that opportunity, and that's it. The rest could be history. But once again, Chris Shanafelt talking to 2015 NFL Draft prospect, cornerback out of Oregon State, Steven Nelson here on the CS Podcast. And Steve, just a few more questions, then I'll let you go. I really do appreciate your time. When was it when you realized the NFL may not only be a dream, but it could become a reality?
I realized that, it's funny, I realized that way back coming out of high school, just because, I had to go the junior college route, and just saying that, I have a lot of friends that went off to play Division I, and I know what type of talent I have. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I knew that I was supposed to be on that level with them and out there playing. And, just seeing other guys get attention and like that, that kind of like drove me and made me believe that, if they're doing it and I grew up with them, then, hey, why not? You know what I mean? Why not me? So, I kind of knew a long time ago that this was going to be a reality.
Absolutely. It definitely sounds like you have to have that mentality in order to make it to the next level. And of course, you're definitely on your way to the NFL, Steve. So that absolutely sounds great. Now, here's a question that I'm definitely looking forward to hearing the answer to. If you would compare yourself to a cornerback currently playing in the NFL, who do you think that would be and why? Is there anybody specific out there?
Specifically, I feel like Charles Woodson, he's one of my favorite players. He's not at corner anymore, but still I kind of like model my game after him. I feel like even though we're not the same body type or whatever, I feel like the way he can play, be versatile playing inside, outside, safety, I feel like that I'm that type of athlete, to get the job done. And yeah, man, I can return punch. I can do the whole package. So I definitely think I can do things like that.
Hey, definitely a solid comparison. But Steve, man, I forgot to tell you, this show's broadcasted out of Chicago, man. No former Green Bay Packers allowed to be named on this show, right?
Oh man, he's not with Green Bay anymore. He's with Oakland, but hey.
No, man, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, definitely one of the all-time greats. And like you said, started his career off in Oakland, spent some time in Green Bay. Now he's back in Oakland. But definitely cannot go wrong with Charles Woodson. Like I said, one of the all-time greats, will definitely be a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And last but not least, Steve, here's a fun one to end the interview. What's something about yourself that many people may not know?
Something about me, I would have to say I'm actually a family man. I like spending time with family a lot. Just taking care of my family every chance I get. I like one of my favorite hobbies is fishing. With my downtime, I don't know, things like that. I would have to say.
Hey man, can't go wrong with family time. But Steve, like I said, that was my last question for you. I really do appreciate your time, man. I'm wishing you nothing but the best throughout this process. You have anything else for us before I let you go?
I would just have to say thank you, man, for bringing me on your show, man, and allowing me to get myself out there so people can know me. And, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, absolutely. The pleasure was all mine, Steve. Once again, thank you very much, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best, and take care, all right?
All right, thanks.